All right, it's time to make a sandwich. We're gonna make a mortadella sandwich. At our restaurant, Turkey and the Wolf, one of the most popular sandwiches we do is our bologna sandwich. And the bologna we use is handmade in New Orleans by our good friends Leanne and Dan. The spices they use are very similar to a traditional mortadella. So while I'm here in Spain, I have access to this great mortadella. And when it comes down to making the sandwich, it's very similar. It's absolutely excellent with mortadella, so that's how we're gonna make it. We're gonna do thick cut white bread toast. We're gonna do shreddis, Duke's mayonnaise. We're gonna make our own spicy mustard, American cheese, bologna sandwich. This is the sandwich I grew up eating at my house. My mom would make it. I hated it so much because she was just using all cold ingredients that I had to put enough. She just said, honey, just put potato chips on it. So I put so much potato chips on this sandwich just so I could choke it down. Revisited it after learning how to cook in my adult life using ingredients that I really like, and now I've totally fallen in love with it. And it's one of the most popular things we serve at Turkey and the Wolf, so let's make it. Let's make some quick mustard. Maybe one of my favorite parts of the bologna sandwich recipe is that we get to make our own mustard, and we get to do it in a way that's really fast. This recipe was passed down to me from my friend Via's mother, Tay. What's up, Tay, if you're watching this? Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take mustard powder, we're gonna put it in a double boiler, which would be a bowl over a pot of water. We're gonna add eggs, vinegar, and sugar, and we're gonna slowly thicken it over boiling water until it makes a mustard in about 10 minutes, which is pretty cool. So first things first, we're gonna take this mustard powder. I highly recommend you use Colman's mustard powder if you can find it. This time we actually couldn't find any, so we just ground up some yellow mustard seeds. So that's the first thing that's gonna go in here. Then we've got a pinch of salt, bunch of sugar, we've got vinegar. You can use white vinegar or rice vinegar for this. Really any vinegar will work, but those are my two preferences. 3 whole eggs, and we're gonna whisk everything together. So you wanna make sure there's no clumps, and then as it's cooking, you're gonna whisk it pretty often. So if you don't get it perfect just right now, you're gonna have more opportunities to make sure that it's really nice and smooth while it's cooking. All right, so we're gonna put this on a pot of boiling water. Just a couple inches of water is great. What's gonna happen is it's gonna heat really slowly and delicately. We're gonna continue to stir it to make sure it doesn't stick to the edges. In about 10 minutes time, it will have thickened up to about a mustard consistency. And what you're looking for is like a traditional mustard, like a Dijon or a brown mustard. That's the thickness we want when it's done. Keeping in mind that you're gonna put it in the refrigerator and it's gonna tighten up just a little bit. So if it's a little bit loose, you're fine. You don't want it watery, but if it's a little bit less thick than a regular mustard, it will actually come together a little bit in the refrigerator as it cools down. So yeah, we're gonna keep this on high heat boiling, and it'll cook over about 10 minutes. We're gonna have mustard. Okay, it is time to take the mustard off the stove. As you can see, it's thickened up quite nicely. It's about the texture of mustard, maybe a little bit looser. It will thicken up a little bit more in the refrigerator. And there you have it. Your own homemade mustard made super quick, super spicy, super sweet, the perfect complement to a bologna sandwich. We've got everything we need to make the mortadella sandwich. We've got a pan heating up, about medium-high heat. We're gonna sear off our mortadella, develop some flavor there, melt some cheese on top, and then layer our sandwich with the mustard we just made, homemade mustard, mayonnaise, Duke's mayonnaise, flown from America to Spain. We've got our shredded lettuce, and then we're gonna finish it off with a big handful of potato chips. First things first, looks like we're gonna do about 2 slices of mortadella for a sandwich. I'm gonna fold it in quarters. Nah, let's go 3. Let's go 3. Just to make it easier to sear off. Here we go. There's a lot of fat already in here. Delicious, delicious fat. So we don't need to actually add any oil or fat to the pan. It's not gonna stick because it's already inside the meat. 3 slices in there. Whew, sounds good. I'm getting very excited. My mouth is watering. I can't fucking wait. All right. Ready to flip? So each sandwich has the 3 slices of mortadella. It's gonna get 2 slices of American cheese. Flip it over. Once that cheese melts, we are ready to build our sandwich. Time to build a sandwich, my favorite time, sandwich building time. Our bread's been toasted off. We let it rest so that it got crispy again. Nice and crispy. We're gonna put Duke's mayonnaise on one side. We're gonna take our homemade mustard that we gave time to cool down on the other side. And that's how we get started. Liberal coating, you can see I'm going very thick on this one. This one loves mayonnaise too. All right. For the top piece, we've got our mustard. This stuff, you can put a lot of it on there. Keeping in mind that it is spicy, so if spicy mustard's not your favorite flavor, maybe go a little bit less. We've got our shreddis, our shredded lettuce. There is a shreddis video if you want to check it out. Next up, we're going right out of the pan. We've got our 3 slices of mortadella with our melted American cheese right on top. Big handful of chips. And then my favorite part of the whole process, the crunch. That's the bologna sandwich. Oh wait, mortadella sandwich.